All right, I'm back again for another video, sort of targeted towards anybody that is going to high school for freshman year. Since I'm a technically a junior now, I think it would be necessary to just like give off some like tips and tricks and all that stuff just to prepare you for what freshman year will uphold for you. Now, the first thing I feel like I want to talk about is grades. Like you go into high school year thinking that freshman year doesn't really matter, so like you don't have to do all that like extra stuff, like whatever they're assigning you, it doesn't really matter. You can do it or you cannot do it. I'm just like going to warn you, it does low key count. Like your grades, whatever you get freshman year, definitely will count. It will sum up your entire GPA for the end of the year. So like senior year, like it will kind of add up. Like it doesn't matter like really if you're getting like A's, B's, maybe like 1C during freshman year, but it does definitely count. So we have to make sure that we're doing all our work, we're not slacking off. Trust me, it's not that big of a deal. Like freshman year, I was always struggling because I didn't want to do the work and I didn't really know it. I wasn't really prepared. I came from a public school going to a Catholic school, so I didn't really know how to handle it. But if you're making a transition like that, just know that it does get better, and I feel like the best way to do it is ask for like extra help um from teachers, parents, get a tutor if you need. But it definitely will be a big transition. Do your work. Make sure if you do get a bad grade, if your teacher allows it, like make it up. I was always making things up. I didn't do that at all this school year. But just try to make it up so you won't leave the school year feeling like weird, like you like did something wrong. But like I understand, like I said from my experience, that it's hard coming into a different school, not being prepared. But the best thing you could do is just try. Um, And yeah, don't slack off. Like I said, ask for help. Get your work done because it does add up, you know, for later. Second thing we're going to talk about is friendships, relationships if you have one in eighth grade, but friendships mostly. Unless you guys are going to the same high school, 9 times out of 10 you guys won't carry on that friendship into freshman year. Like, half of my like classmates come from the same middle school. I didn't have any friends going to my high school, so I had to make them. But 9 times out of 10, you guys aren't going to be talking anymore. I know it's a sad truth. It's really sad, but it's the truth. Like it just won't happen. Like you guys can keep contact, but eventually that contact is just going to shut off. Unless you guys were friends since you were like in diapers, it's gonna shut off. Like it's unfortunate, but it's a part of life, and the best thing you can do for yourself is make sure you make connections because we're going into high school now, so we gotta understand that not everybody is gonna be like rude. I mean, if they're gonna be rude, then that's on them. But like you guys are all starting at the same level, so it's like talk to people, get to know people, make friends, so you aren't feeling lonely or whatever. Relationship wise, I don't know. It's difficult. I've known some people that to be in the same relationship since eighth grade. Um, as long as you guys are mature, I guess. Like, as long as you guys make sure you communicate, make sure you still see each other, even though it's kind of difficult because we're still teenagers and it's like we can't do what we want. Um, just make sure you guys are being on track. Make sure you trust each other. Make sure you know that like if you trust that person, that they're not going to like stray apart from you. They're not going to be looking at other people. Um, in the way that they look at you, stuff like that. But it's mainly for like friendships. Just know it's going to be a bit hard at first, but talking to people, I'm sure, is much better than just sitting and waiting for people to come to you. Even though that still works, it's better to put yourself out there. Another topic, it's going to be kind of iffy for me to talk about because I really didn't do anything, but I do see how it is kind of important to get yourself out there, get into clubs, get into sports, do whatever you need to do to get yourself out there, make friends, keep yourself busy, things like that. I was only in like a couple clubs freshman year, but I wasn't really interested. Um, I wasn't in any. Well, I did get myself into some clubs, but I just really didn't do them. I think because I'm like, you just gotta find things that really interest you. Or if there's nothing that really interests you, do something that's like gonna be a club for your benefit. We have like community service hours we need to do in order to graduate. So get yourself into, because like 9 times out of 10 they're gonna have a club for you for service hours. So get yourself in that. At least it's a benefit for you at the end. Um, or join something fun like a drama, something like that. Because I'm gonna do that junior year. I just don't, because I know low confidence sometimes gets us feeling weird. So I think it's best to just go out there and do it. If you want to join like a play, do that. If you want to join a sport, do that. Um Unfortunately, I tried out for two sports and I didn't get in, so I'm just done with sports in general. But, get yourself out there, do something fun so you're not wrapped up in work and doing nothing. Um, have fun with friends, make connections outside of your group, and yeah, you'll be good. I mean, I'm fine. Like I didn't have any extracurriculars to do, but I feel like I just really lived off of schoolwork and friends, which was fun. But I'm gonna have to start doing things junior year because that's the most important year. But since you guys are freshmen, try to do something early, so it can go on your record for the entire year. Now we're going to talk about relationships, starting relationships. Um, at this point in life, that's just what's going to happen. You're going to come in, see all these cute people, and you're going to be like, yo, I gotta, that's a priority basically. It's not really a priority if you have everything straight. If you're not struggling with your grades, with your work, if you have something else going on, that is a normal feeling to want to start a relationship. But I just want to warn you, not everybody in high school in your grade is mature enough. Like, nobody is mature enough. Like, there's going to be some rare cases where people are in a relationship from freshman year to senior year through college, in life together. It's not, it doesn't have to be a trend to break up with somebody after middle school, you know, after high school. It doesn't have to be a trend. As long as you guys have your own thing working out, as long as it's healthy, it's going to last. But if you're going into high school, you're going to see relationships. Sometimes you're going to be sad. Like there's going to be dances, things like that, and you're going to be there if you're not already in a relationship. If you're with your friends or whatever, you're still going to look around, see that other people are, with dates and stuff, and you're going to be like, I wish I had that, which is normal. Just be careful and look out for the signs of like toxicity, manipulation, all that type of stuff. Because when you're this young, you can look past those things just because you want something, just because you want a relationship. It's not always going to be like perfect because we're still young. Young relationships are beautiful, just like adult relationships are beautiful. We just got to know how to be mature. It's sort of innocent, at least. You don't want to get with somebody that's just with you for your body or something else like that, which sometimes will happen. Just don't sell yourself short. If you're going to get in a relationship with somebody that likes you and you like them, do not stay if they seem to. Okay, no, 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 no. I'll give you two examples. Okay, this is where you gotta go. Okay, you gotta go if the person doesn't talk to you in school at all. That's when you have to go because they're not. That just means that they're not fully into you. Because anybody that doesn't talk to you in school at all, they only talk to you on the phone and at night. What are you here for? What are you here for? You're useless, basically. So get them out of there. And don't stay with somebody that always talks about your body and your physical looks. Don't do that. Don't stay with anybody that gets mad for no reason at all. Don't do that. Um, yeah, those are the top things. Of course, don't stay with anybody that's talking to other girls a certain way, being too friendly. Be with somebody. Okay, we have to realize that being with somebody that's kind is different from being with somebody that's friendly. You want that person to be kind to other people, but you don't want them to be all flirty, all that stuff with other people. Like, we don't need that. Just be with somebody that's kind, respectful of you, that likes you, and that's it. This is the last and final one. The most important one, I feel, is to take care of yourself and don't compare yourself to other people. Taking your care of yourself just like consists of your mental health, physical health, social health. All those things are in the health triangle you need to take care of. Mentally, high school it definitely sucks. Outside of all the good things it has, like, it definitely sucks. You see people that seem like they're doing better than you, that you think looks better than you. You're comparing yourself. If you follow them, you're going to see their life on social media, and you're going to be like, oh, like, I wish I had that. I wish I could do that. You know, we all have our things going on, and they're not perfect either. Like, just because somebody like has a car before you do doesn't mean that they're doing great stuff. Don't fall into bad things. You see somebody doing like drugs, smoking, drinking at that age, don't fall into it. Don't fall for peer pressure, because that definitely has long-term effects in the future. Um what else? There's a lot of things. Physical health. Okay, it's going to be like a bit hard, because if your school has like vending machines, or like the food that they serve isn't quite. It's not really about that. I feel like it's more so about taking care of yourself physically. You don't want to like be smelly, things like that. Like, because people really do make fun of other people for that. If it's something that you control, yeah. If it's something that you can't control, if you're lacking some sort of thing at home, that's not your fault. Not a lot of people know that. You don't have to tell them, but like, not a lot of people know that. That just should be something that someone assumes the first time it happens, but sometimes it's not. Um, Make sure you are talking to people. Don't talk to people just because you want to be popular in your school. Talk to people that you really want to be friends with. Because you're gonna be staring at people sometimes. You're just like, oh, I want to be their friend. Like, go talk to them, because sometimes when you have that feeling, it's because 9 times out of 10 later on they're going to be your friend. Like, just take care of yourself, because high school is rough. Um, People are going to be kind of weird. Just ignore them. Don't compare yourself. Like I say, don't compare your body, your looks. Um, Stay on track of your mental health when it comes to how stressful the work is going to be. I'm going into junior year, so like, I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I'm just going to prepare. For freshmen's, like I said, if you're not used to a lot of work, it's definitely going to take a toll on you if you don't have the right resources and the right help. If you're struggling, I feel like if you're purposely saying, "Oh, I don't want to do the work. I don't want to do the work," without a reason behind it, then yeah, that's kind of on you. But what some people don't understand is that high school, going from middle school to high school, is a really rough transition, and sometimes freshman year is when you go through it worse. Like, it's better for you to try than to not try. You don't want you don't want to just like have your report card looking weird just because you didn't try to work. Try the work. If you don't know something, that's fine. Nobody's going to know everything from the top of their head. Study, ask for help. We're not good at everything. Like, even if you study like 8 hours a day and the test comes, you're going to forget some stuff. That's just normal. you can't help it if you don't know something. But if you try your hardest, then that is what counts. Like, it's gonna be really stressful. I mean, you can try and ask your parent depending on the type of parent that person is. You just want, if you have like a parent that's gonna be like, hey, I can help you out, I can help you study, then that's great. Um, it's harder for people that have strict parents because either way they're gonna have to do all the stuff. But don't let it get you down, because that is a big part of what gets you depressed. Sometimes you work yourself a little bit too hard, and we don't want that, because then later on in life you're going to keep that mentality and it's going to be really unhealthy for you. Work hard, but don't work yourself too hard. You're a human being. You need rest. You need to calm down sometimes. The work will stress you out, will make you angry. But that's just a part of high school, I guess. I learned to just do the work. Like, literally, the summer of freshman year, I was like, yo, next year, what I'm gonna do is just do the work. And literally, that's what I did. I just did the work, and I ended up with like basically all A's. So that's all we need to do. Just do the work. Because 9 times out of 10, if you just do the work, that your teacher isn't going to give you a 0 or a bad grade for anything. You're just going to have to do it. Like, if you miss something, like I said, we're all humans. Like, if you miss something that you thought was due today when it was really due yesterday, email your teacher, talk to your teacher, tell them what happened, and they're going to give you like an extension or something. It's normal to forget if you have a lot of things on your plate, but just know to keep yourself steady and keep yourself organized. Take care of yourself, have fun, and yeah, enjoy freshman year.
Kangaroo shop! Kangaroo shop! Kangaroo shop!
All right! God, you were normal yesterday.